Thanks, folks. My first guest tonight is the assistant editor of the Vatican Inquirer, as well as that city's top gossip columnist. He is also the gentleman behind this brand new record album. It's entitled Breakfast in Heaven. And please give a warm welcome now to Father Guido Sarducci. Father. Nice to have you back.
Nice to be here. How you doing?
Good, pretty good. Now, this is a very impressive piece of work, this album.
Thank you.
Was this recorded at the Vatican?
No, this was recorded at University of Notre Dame. You know
Sure,
where it's
South Bend.
Right, the South Bend, right near the South Bend exit in Indiana.
Yeah.
The Turnpike, near the Turnpike.
Yeah.
And they got this beautiful dome, golden dome.
Right.
And it was an important place to do it because, you know, it's the alma mater of President Ronald Reagan. He was a big football star there. He was what he called the four hunchbacks of Notre Dame. And, well, amazing story. These four fellows was all what they call it, played in the back. And one of them, I don't know what happened to him, but he fell off of the dome, he jumped or what, but they made a movie album and everything.
I think I saw that, yeah.
Ronald Reagan became a president of the United States. The other two, I don't know what happened to him, but Reagan, I think, became the most famous of the four.
Yeah.
But you're from Indiana.
I'm from Indiana, that's right.
I read this, the People magazine. I seen your picture on the front, everything, and that's pretty good. I'm going to be under the cover myself.
Oh, is that right?
Not a People magazine, not that big, but it's called Aquarian Weekly.
Aquarian Weekly?
Aquarian Weekly, right. It's not as big, you know, the People, but it's available in 3 states, they tell me. I asked them what's the circulation. They says, well, it's available in the 3 states. I don't know. I don't know what it means.
Probably very popular in those states,
in the states. Yeah. Delaware is one, I think. I don't know what the other 2 are, but I'm looking forward to it.
Aquarian Weekly. Right. Well, that's great. Now, the album, are you going to do a video? I mean, that seems to be the thing to do if you want to move the album.
Right. I think, you know, I did an encore. I sing this medley of Beatle tunes. And I think I'm going to do a video of this. Also, it's the only song I have. You know, you have to do a video of a song.
Sure, yeah.
And I do mention a song, 100 Bottles of Beer on the Wall. I talk about it. So I was, you know, hoping I talked to Warner Brothers and says, couldn't I do a video of 100 Bottles of Beer on the Wall? And they says it's too long, you know. Even if I do it fast, 14 minutes is the fastest I could do it. And it says, like, MTV never played too long.
Yeah, no.
But I think, well, how long was Michael Jackson?
Oh, yeah, he had an extra long version, but I think that was like the making of something, wasn't it? The whole little plot.
Maybe, and that's what they said. It's too much one person, you know, just singing.
But do you have any ideas what you might do if you?
I think I got the twist. You know, it's something. There's 100 U.S. senators.
Right.
And I thought if I could get to the U.S. Senate, each senator sings about 1 bottle of beer, you know? It would be great to really get it played.
Yeah, that's a very good idea. Yeah, you should look into that for sure.
I hope.
And you're still what is this? The Vatican Inquirer?
Vatican Inquirer, right.
Now you're the what are you, the...
I'm just assistant editor.
You're the assistant editor for that. Yeah, how is that coming along?
Well, you know, we was planning to do it every week, like People magazine, but it's so hard. So we decided just to do 2 a year. We really pulled back, you know. But
yeah, you did.
You're right.
Two issues out a year.
2 issues a year, but the next issue is really coming together.
Is it similar to the National Enquirer?
It's somewhat similar.
Yeah.
Similar. And, you know, in there, the last one, we had a story. Remember, I think I told you about it, Mussolini and bride living in Denver? We found out Benito Mussolini, right, in 1946, he got a job, we found out, in Akron, Ohio. He was working at a rubber factory. Yeah. And then eventually he went to Denver, Colorado, where he had his own Honda dealership. and then, but everybody wrote letters. They said, where was he from 1944 to 46? Sure. So, and then I'm writing about, it's called Mussolini, the 15 years.
Oh, yeah.
And you know where we found that?
No.
Dijon, France. He was hiding out there. He was living with the Poupon family. You know, but I think he was in love with one of the Poupon daughters. And Patty, I forget the rest of the names. Michelle. They're like the Andrew sisters of France.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah.
And he was hiding in their garage. Then they snuck him out in some old car to Akron, Ohio, to get new tires, and that's how we got into the United States.
But for a period of time, he operated a Honda dealership.
Right.
Was this motorcycles and cars, or one or the other?
Both.
Both.
He still got it.
Is that right?
Right. I got a little baby. He's married to this 19-year-old girl from West Virginia, and he's got a little baby. And imagine, you know, no one is...
He's selling Hondas.
Selling the Hondas.
That's unbelievable.
Who would have believed it?
We have to do a commercial, Father, and then we'll come back and continue our discussion here.
Okay.
Thank you. We'll return here in just a second, folks. You know, Father, I was just listening. The artwork on this album is very nice.
Thank you.
Very
it's
pleasing.
done by a fellow named Pat Ryan.
I did a nice job.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Right.
Yeah, very nice. So did you, were you in town for the big 4th, the 100-year celebration?
Right, I was here.
It was pretty exciting, wasn't
It was exciting. It was a kind of bummer for me, though.
it? How that?
Well, it was. I was a covenant for the Vatican Free Radio.
Vatican Free Radio.
Right. We have this boat, you know, docked 2 miles off the coast of Albania, and we broadcast to communist countries. That's the idea of Vatican Free Radio. But this guy, Monsignor Puzzola, he's the captain of Puzzola, out of the boat. He insisted we bring the boat to New York for the fireworks.
Great idea.
Well, not if you have to do it. You know, to talk about fireworks on the radio for 1 hour was not easy.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean? Really, and I'm saying, you know, that's a big one. That's red, you know, and after a half hour, I just said, it's so beautiful, just listen. You know, it was his idea, you know.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize. Sure, that could be tough.
It was hard, but and it was a hard trip, 2.5 months. We ran into engine trouble, was scurvy on board. I'll admit it, some people's group was just a mess. Yeah. But I got...
No citrus, right? If you got to have plenty of citrus fruit.
Right, they didn't count it. I got this idea, though. When I see this, a Statue of Liberty, 1886, 1986. 1986, I think, what is it? And I thought, you know what it is? It reminds me of the bicentennial. And I thought of this. It's the 10th anniversary of the bicentennial. Just because of all of this hoopla, everybody forgot this. So I thought, you know, this is a great thing. So I've decided to start the celebration. It's I'm calling it the bicentennial. Bicentennial. 200 and add 10. 210.
So we're celebrating now after the celebration of the bicentennial.
Right, the 10th anniversary of the bicentennial. And I've named myself the commissioner. And, you know, like, Warren Burger, Chief of Justice, Supreme Court, he had to resign, you know, to head up for the 200th anniversary of the Constitution. I don't know if I'm going to have to resign, you know, from the priesthood to head up for this new commission in that. But if I have to, I will. But I have designed, I got these T-shirts that I designed and everything. They're going to be on the market.
Well, you know, that's the hard part, is designing the T-shirts.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think I could make some good bread on it. So you could figure it out for 10 years.
Yeah. Right over there.
Right.
Yeah.
Bicentennial, 1976 to 1986.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame that this other holiday kind of stole all the thunder, because we really could be enjoying this one.
We have 6 months.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know what I mean? And this is for kids. You know, like for more into the 80s than the 70s.
Yeah.
It's like you could hide out into that.
That's a lovely item.
Right. It's a nice one. This is my favorite. Come up with idea myself. I don't know if you could. It's got in 1976, 1986. Then we list every year of the bicentennial: 1977, 1978, 1979, 1980, 1981, 1982, 1984, 1985, etc.
Right. Etc. Yeah.
Watch it for these.
You know, I feel stupid because this didn't even occur to me.
I know, that's what I think.
It just goes right by.
Right.
Yeah.
I got it. And this is where I'm going to make my money, I think. It's the official sandwich of the bicentennial. And it's a fish sandwich. It's what I thought would be great. It's got the dates on it and everything. You could see. And I'm not going to get into, you know, making, you know, catching the fish, filleting them, and getting the buns and having them go stale, everything else. We're just going to sell the packaging. So, if Wendy's or Burger King and McDonald's want to get in on that, they've got to come to me for the package. Nickel a piece, what I'm selling them for. I get it for 4.5 cents, you know, it multiplies by millions. I'm going to be on.
But it's a commemorative item.
Right. It's a collector's item.
Yeah, exactly, a collector's item. The kind of thing Grandma will have years from now.
Years and years from now. It'll last, I think, too. It's made of oil.
Yeah, that is an oil byproduct.
Right,
Yeah, great.
right.
Well, you're a shrewd man.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and it's an honor to have you here. Let's see. It's the Breakfast in Heaven is the name of the album. Is it moving pretty well, Father?
Well, it's brand new. So I think after this, it's going to, skyrocket. So watch out for Madonna,
Father Guido Sarducci.
Thank you, David.
Always a pleasure, man.
It's my pleasure.
We'll be right back, folks. Stay from that identification. Boys, thank you. Monday on this program, the lovely, the talented Terry Garr will be with us, and former quarterback and race car driver Dan Pastorini will also be here on Monday. Later in this half hour, Kristin Scott Thomas from the new Prince movie Under the Cherry Moon will be Albert, who I guess also has a part in that film. Well, folks, we've reached the midway point of tonight's program, but before we go any farther into the second half, I think now might be a great time to look back on all that's transpired so far. Gosh, what a lovely idea. Well, let's get on with the rest of the show. What are we doing? We're bringing out a... No, we have to do a commercial, and then we'll be back with a real guest. Kristin Scott Thomas will be here. Come on back. Folks, my next guest is a charming woman from Great Britain who makes her home right, not even close, who makes her movie debut as the female lead. It's a lot like making her home. She is the female lead in Prince's new film called Under the Cherry Moon. Please welcome Kristin Scott Thomas. Have a seat. Welcome to the program. Thank you for being here. You must be a very busy schedule now.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's so new and different.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Being in a film with Prince, big star.
Yeah.
It's a great hat, by the way. I really like it. What would you call that hat exactly?
A pudding basin.
A pudding basin?
Yes,
That's very nice. Is that like a British?
No, I found it in Sheridan, Wyoming.
Oh, yeah. My second guess.
Yeah.
How did you get the role in this film?
Well, it was really a lot of luck and I came completely out of the blue. I really wasn't expecting this sort of thing. What happened is I'd been doing a play in the middle of France, and I'd gone back up to Paris to sort of find what to do next. And my agent called and said that there was an American company looking for people to play in very small parts in Prince's new movie.
Right.
So I went along full of beans thinking, great, this is wonderful, sort of a big break and everything like this. And I turned up and
You got to meet Prince?
Not straight away, no. I turned up and read for the part, which I thought was a very, very small part. In fact, that's what I went for. But because the parts were so tiny, that they gave us to read the part from the leading character's dialogue. Do you know what I mean? And but I didn't even know that this was the leading character's dialogue. And so later, when the casting director rang me and said that the Prince wanted to meet me,